For the past couple months, we've been sailing through Greece and Turkey, and during that time, we've been able to experience one of the coolest cruising grounds that we've ever visited. And experiences like this are exactly why we travel the world by sailboat. But there's also a darker side to sailing the world. No matter how cautious we are, no matter how experienced or knowledgeable, we always run the risk of having to abandon ship. Now, it's been said that green sailors prepare for boredom and disaster, and in reality, neither is going to actually happen. And generally speaking, I think that is true. But on the other hand, it's important that we prepare for the worst case scenario. So now that we're getting ready for our first overnight offshore passage in over a year, it's time for us to triple check all of our emergency gear so that if the worst were to happen, we'd be prepared. But there are a couple more hidden gems that we want to check out here in Greece before we say goodbye to this beautiful country and shove off on the 48-hour sail up the Adriatic to Montenegro. Now, last week we transited the Corinth Canal, explored the ancient ruins at Delphi, and anchored off the picturesque town of Galaxidi. This week, our story begins with us under sail approaching the wetlands and shallow lagoon of the Greek town of Missolonghi.
What do you think of this channel, Ma?
I like it. I guess it reminds me of back home. I mean, Roatan, Tila. It seems like they're so far away from everything.
Yeah, to me it kind of feels like the bayou or like in the sticks, you know? It's really quiet, really peaceful. It does not feel like typical Greek architecture.
Wow, it's a really pretty evening here. The sun just set, and man, that's really pretty. Okay, so I'm getting ready for bed. I'm sleeping in the V-berth, but Desiree is sleeping on the foredeck. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, comfortable enough. It's cool up here. I might even grab a blanket.
It's not that bad down here. Maybe you should come down.
I think so. I was just down there. Are you tricking me? I'll probably come in like 2 hours once it's for sure cooler down there.
All right, good night, buddy.
Good night, love you.
Okay, so we are underway again. Got underway at 6:45 this morning. I'm trying to get better at getting underway quicker and like putting the boat to bed at night in a way where it's ready to go the next day. So we are heading to Preveza today, which is actually the very first port that we entered in Greece. Technically, we didn't fully enter it. You might remember we had some paperwork issues. So there were two things that we were missing. They want an insurance document that uses particular language. And the other thing is they wanted me to have a skipper's license, because in Europe, you technically need a license to operate a boat. But it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be 12 hours minimum, so we're getting an early start.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
So we are now back in the inland sea of the Ionian Islands, and we were here last summer and spent weeks or months here, and man, it is beautiful. We're gonna be blasting through here. We're going to Preveza. In a way though, what we're gonna do there is wait for a weather window to continue up to Montenegro.
The most boat traffic we've seen in a while. Whoa. It's a sharp turn.
Wow, it's windy. Man, we came out of that Lefkas channel and it's just howling out here, like 18 knots. And we're close reaching and just booking it and heading right towards Preveza.
All right, we peeled over a little bit. I had to close all the hatches, so it's kind of hot down here. Hi, cutesy, how you doing? Are you playing with Abuelita? How do you feel, Ma?
I feel good. I don't feel, but even the movement, but I feel like I'm in a little kid's cage.
Yeah, I stuck her and the baby in the lee cloth. We didn't know how much we were gonna heel over or how rough it was gonna be.
Man, it's been a long time since we actually sailed into a harbor. It's such a nice feeling going downwind through channel markers into a big bay, you know? Welcome to Preveza. So I was so tired yesterday when we arrived in Preveza that I didn't film anything. I was just exhausted. And then this morning we woke up and the forecast was calling for a possibility of like intense thunderstorms and strong winds. And that anchorage was just not good because it's very crowded. It's full of people on short scopes. We motored for like an hour this morning and came to this really awesome anchorage. Really, really beautiful. And like two other boats here.
What is this? Drop. Baby's on the run. Baby's on the run. Good job. It's cool in the water here. We got our own little cabana back there in the shade. Not too shabby. Are you swimming with Abuelita? Yeah?
So one of my favorite things about sailing around the world is the fact that we get to try so many different foods and cuisines. It's amazing. But sailing and being on the move all the time can make it virtually impossible to constantly maintain a really good diet. Some of the places that we go just don't have a lot available. Sometimes we can't get a lot of vegetables. Sometimes we can't get a lot of meat. And that's why I've been taking these multivitamins from the sponsor of today's video, Ritual. Ritual is the obsessively researched and transparently made multivitamin that helps people fill in the gaps in their diet with no shady additives, fillers, or colorants. I love how the delayed release capsule design is really gentle on an empty stomach. And Ritual is a brand I can trust because of the transparency when it comes to the ingredients they use and why. Plus, you can get these multivitamins delivered straight to your door every month at no extra charge. So fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Men, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. So scan this QR or visit ritual.com/Project Atticus to start today. Isabella, good morning. You look like you are ready for an adventure. Are you hungry? Do you want to get breakfast? Or do you just want to drive the boat because you're the captain? Dude, there's this epic castle here. I had no idea that was there. Like none. I'm kind of embarrassed. Yeah, we should definitely hit it up.
Good job, Kitty Wootsy. Where are we? Land.
Vonitsa Castle was originally built by the Byzantine Empire around the 11th century as part of the defense network around the Ambracian Gulf. This massive and extremely well-protected body of water has offered safe harbor to mariners for thousands of years. But for the 11th century Byzantine Empire, this deep water bay was located right at the empire's western border, and thus was an ideal base of operations for the empire to exert its control over its half of the Mediterranean Sea. And so the Byzantines spared no expense in fortifying the area, and the ruins of those medieval castles stud the coastline to this very day.
Yeah, Isabella, don't knock me off balance, all right?
Makes me more nervous watching you. Yeah, than me up here.
Got the pat. Oh, look at Oso. You want to get nervous.
Actually sprinted up that.
Oso, what are you doing up there? That's a great hole.
Nice hole. Best hole in the castle. I would definitely want to be a soldier back in that little nook with those holes. They're a little exposed.
These holes are way too big for you. See, if this is your spot as a soldier, I think it's a bad spot.
Yeah, you might get shot.
You're not going to make it very long.
I'm not gonna make it. Where's Abuelita? Over there.
Over there. No, Abuelita's
We must go that way. Do you see a bird?
What is she pointing at?
I don't know.
Maybe just the view. Yeah. So today Guys, I think in honor of the 4th of July, we need to storm this castle. Yeah, there you go. Go, Seal, go.
Freedom! What you said?
It's a little too hot to fight for freedom today. I think we're gonna have to wait.
Where is she?
There she is. Good job. Good job.
Say bye, Dad. I love you, Dad.
Boy, nice spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Theo, you got what, a pork steak? Desiree
I got a beef
got
steak.
a giant beef steak.
What did you get, bud?
And I got
A tentacle.
a tentacle. Hey, you know what's funny? I think mine was more expensive than your guys's. I think I'm gonna be eating some of your steak, buddy.
Good thing I got those muscles.
Yeah, we do have muscles. It's a beautiful spot to eat a tentacle.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Hi. All right, good morning. We are underway. We are heading back to the town of Preveza, about an hour away. And we've got some exciting news. We have a weather window to get all the way from here to Montenegro starting tomorrow. I've been keeping my eye on this window and it was looking like it might happen, and now it's the day before and it looks really good. Now I'm really excited about this window because this sail going up the Adriatic to Montenegro is completely against the prevailing winds. The wind almost always comes out of the north in the Adriatic. And the Adriatic is just such a skinny, long sea that the wind can really howl out of the north through the Adriatic. And so it's not every day that you get a good weather window for sailing north in the Adriatic. So we're gonna head to Preveza, drop the anchor, head ashore. Desiree's gonna take Oso to the vet, and I've gotta head to the port captain to check us out of Greece. Okay, just got out of the port police. We're good to go with them. We're all checked out, but now I gotta go to immigration.
Okay, so I just got done with the vet. We had to go see the vet this morning because I needed to get Oso's paperwork ready for us to enter Montenegro. Now I needed to go to the municipal center and see the municipal vet over there, and then he's got to finish filling out the paperwork. 9 times out of 10, I'm doing this runaround for nothing. Like, I'm gonna show this paperwork to nobody. But in the off chance that we need to prove that Oso is legal, at least I'll have this information and documentation.
Okay, just got done at the police station. Luckily, they stamped all the passports because it took me 20 minutes to walk here. And then he tells me that everyone needs to be here. I'm very glad that he didn't make us carry Isabella all the way here. And now I'm heading to customs, and then we should be all done. That is like a 30-minute walk. I'm getting my steps in.
Ooh, okay. Well, it is almost 3 o'clock, so it's taken from 11 to 3 o'clock to get all of Oso's paperwork ready. So it's been a really long day.
Okay, I am in the middle of nowhere. The customs office is back there, and we are all checked out. So we are 100% ready to leave the country and to head to Montenegro tomorrow. I'm always glad to have those sorts of interactions with officials behind me having gone smoothly. Isabella, brush your teeth. Good job, Stinky. All right, so it's been a long time since I've looked through our life raft, but mostly our ditch bags. I just wanna check on everything, make sure it all looks good, and then there's a couple of electronics that I know need to get charged. And if you're interested in what we have in our ditch bag, you can check out this video here. We kind of go over everything. Check this out. I think this is the coolest thing that we have. It's a solar still. So it's an inflatable still that you can put on the ocean, and it floats, and it basically turns salt water into fresh water. Time to test the EPIRB. That worked. This is our solar panel that we can recharge stuff with. Then these are battery packs that have little solar panels on them. And the reason that we have those is so that we can charge our other devices. So we have PLB, a personal locator beacon, and that's kind of like a teeny, very simple, low-key EPIRB. It sends a signal out to satellites and rescuers can find this. This is a ACR bivy stick, and so this we can communicate with like our phones. We can also send an SOS signal, but we can send text messages with our phones using this as a satellite communicator. We have a VHF, handheld VHF that can get recharged. We have a GoPro, because if we ever have to abandon ship and go into a life raft, we definitely want to film it, and so this is ready to rock. And this is mostly just drinking water, first aid kit, a couple other random things. This is the thing that would make our rescue go a lot smoother, and it's our Spot X. So it's a satellite text communicator, and it has a little keyboard here. So it's just no funny business. There's no touch screen. You don't need a cell phone. You don't need anything. You just need this. And what's nice about this is, sure, we have an EPIRB, sure, we have a PLB. If you activate those, a rescue network should be activated and rescue should be on its way. In fact, most likely it will be. The problem is the rescue network only has information about our boat, who we are, and that it seems like we're in distress and that we need to be rescued. They don't have any other information. So they're gonna send somebody to come look for us, but they don't know what happened. They don't know if we're in the life raft. They don't know if we're still alive. Like, they don't know any of that stuff. And on our end, we don't know when rescue would be coming. With this thing, we can communicate with our parents, with our friends and family ashore. We have people that are designated people ashore who we've kind of trained on like what would have to happen, who they should communicate with were we to abandon ship. And so we can quickly and easily communicate with them, and they can keep us updated, speaking with whatever rescue apparatus is gonna come get us. And so that way we know, it's like, okay, cargo ship has been deviated from its course and it will be here in 12 hours. Not to mention that when they get close, we can shoot off flares, we can actually know that they're in the vicinity and let them know exactly where we are. So long story short, to me, this is kind of like the key to making any sort of rescue go very smooth, as opposed to kind of just setting something like this off, crossing our fingers and hoping everything goes well. So I'm going to charge this, I'm gonna charge these, and then stow it. Okay, last sunset in Greece.
Oh, man. I'm excited to get on the move because I'm just anxious about making our final goal of where we're getting to. But I am sad to be saying goodbye to Greece because it's such a beautiful, welcoming country. You know? And the food's good, really good. Souvlaki, man.
You know, it's kind of ironic that our Greek adventure began and ended here.
Yeah.
In this exact spot.
Yeah. It's weird thinking about Isabella, you know. I remember taking her on the dock when we first got here, and she was so little and still very pudgy. And here we are this time around, and she's walking around the streets and, you know, almost talking. It's crazy to think about. I can't imagine what the next one's gonna be like.
I can't believe that everything we did in Greece was all in one country. We had a lot of amazing adventures in Greece. Maybe some of the coolest adventures that we've ever had. I think it might be our favorite country that we've sailed in. It's such a big, diverse cruising ground, you know? Okay, well, something profound.
Yeah. Off to the horizon.
Yeah, right.